Okay, good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun Talina, and I'm sorry about the noise in the background, but nothing is louder than me, right? Both literally and metaphorically. There's no rooms available on the side, so I'm just doing it over here. I just gave the regular share table and able the Shulchan Aruch Yomi. Today I want to talk about Iyun Talina on the Iyun share on Shulchan Aruch Yomi. I want to talk about, I believe it's Halacha Zion here, where it talks about what bracha you make on water. So the Gemara is very clear about this. The Gemara says if you drink water because to quench your thirst, you just played sports, right? You're playing basketball and you're really thirsty, right? So the bracha you make is shahakol. However, to exclude a case where chanakdei umtzo, which most mafarshim explain to mean that you ate a piece of steak, let's say, and it got unfortunately dislodged in your, it got lodged in your windpipe, your trachea, which is very dangerous. Obviously, hopefully you don't die from this. So it's not a big piece. You're able to dislodge it with water. So you purposely swallow water into your trachea in order to dislodge the meat. You don't make a bracha, this says. Okay, so that's very clear. Those two halachas are very clear. But there's a lot of times you drink water. For me, for example, I drink water to accompany all my meals, basically. Except for Shabbos, I have sweet drinks. But during the week, I drink water with my meals, lunch and dinner. So I'm drinking water. The water there is not because I'm so thirsty, right? If I wasn't eating a meal, I probably wouldn't drink the water right now. I'm drinking the water because I want the food to go down easier, right? It's easier to chew food, or it's easier for food to go down your esophagus, or to go down to digest in your stomach if you have something to drink. And lishros za'ochel b'meyav, right? To help the food digest. Also in the morning, I listened to this guy. There was a guy, some fitness guy I met on Facebook or something. When I was on Facebook at one point, many months ago, I tried to beef up my my platforming by going on Facebook to help my YouTube channel, but it didn't really work out. No one transferred from Facebook, even though I had 500 friends that will never ever be my friend. I wouldn't even consider an acquaintance, most of them. Never even met most of them. It's funny, you go on Facebook, you try to build up a portfolio on Facebook. Who do you want to be friends with? They give you a million types of people to be friends with. I'm like, all right, this sounds like a person. Sounds like a Jewish person. I didn't know. 95% of my friends, and they all said yes. These are friends. There's no such thing as friends. Friends is a made-up concept. There's no such thing. Friends. I don't believe in the concept of friends. I really don't. I believe everyone has a lot of acquaintances that they talk to. They're not really friends. And a friend, let's be honest, even the best friend in the world, how much they're really going to do for you? When you're younger, you have friends because you don't have family. You don't have your own family. You're not married. You don't have your own kids. When you're younger, you have to associate with people, so you call them your friends. But let's be honest, at the end of the day, a friend is only something which is good for people on a mutual basis. If you're spending time together where it's mutually beneficial for both of you, you're enjoying each other's company, great. But because when it's not good for one person, oftentimes they'll back out. They're not going to help the other person, even in a time of need. You never can really call it a friend. And if you're the type of person that you'll bend over backwards to help out somebody, and you're in a marriage and you have kids, you don't have time to do that. If you're doing that, you're not a good father and you're not a good husband. So really the concept of friends is a concept for children who are growing up in school. How many friends do you have? You're more popular with more friends. But as you grow up, the concept of friends dissolves. There's no such thing as friends. I don't believe in the concept of friends, a made-up word. People, their business associates call them dear friends. They're not friends with them. They're friends with them because they have a business partnership and they're making money together. If there was no monetary connection, you would not be friends with this person. So it's all a lie when people say friends and family. But friends before family. Family is a real thing. You sit Shiva, Zion Krovim. There's certain halachas. You do Kriya. You sit 70 Avelos for the Zion Krovim, and for parents even closer, 12 months. But everyone else, there's no such thing as friends. You gotta live your own life, live for yourself. You don't have time for friends. If you're living a normal life, a real life, you don't have time for friends. Anyway, how did I get onto this discussion over here? I'm talking about Facebook, friends. I completely forgot why I was talking about this, but the point is that I was mentioning because there's a guy I met on Facebook. He actually gave pretty good advice. He was talking about fitness. I was thinking about collaborating with him. I was doing some hashtag shape up, working, documenting my battle to try to lose weight and to become fit. And he was a fitness coach. He tried to recruit me to be one of his members. But I saw one of his pieces, and he said it's something that you should drink 2 glasses of water every morning before you start doing anything. Some people say you should drink eight glasses of water a day to be healthy. But I implemented this, and I drink 2 glasses of water in the morning. I don't drink it necessarily because I'm thirsty. I drink it because he said it makes you healthy. That would be another case over here. What broth? Do you make a shahakal or not? And Lamais, I'll tell you the truth. I do make shahakal both during the meal and both in the morning when I'm drinking the water, to hydrate myself. And the answer is because I don't believe chanakte umsa means necessarily that it got stuck in your trachea, your windpipe. I think it's talking about even in your esophagus. Chanakte umsa doesn't mean you're choking literally. If you're choking literally, perform the Heimlich maneuver. We're not talking about a case. This is a serious case. We're talking about it here where your mouth is dry. When you eat food without drinking, your esophagus, chanakte umsa, it feels almost like you're choking. Like, it feels dry in your mouth, and that's the point. Chanakte umsa. Right? So you don't make a bracha. Wait a second. According to my explanation, you shouldn't make a bracha. I'm gonna take it back. No, the truth is I do make a bracha. That's the truth. The truth is that I do make a bracha during the meal and in the morning, even though it's just to hydrate myself or to dry my mouth out when I'm eating. To keep me, sorry, not so my mouth shouldn't dry out while I'm eating. I do make a bracha, but I'm advancing this thought that you shouldn't make a bracha over here. That the correct explanation of Chanakte umsa, where the Gemara, the Mishnah clearly says you don't make a bracha. The Gemara says you clearly don't make a bracha. It's talking about a case even when your mouth is dry, even in a case where that it's only l'tama, only if you're drinking it to quench your thirst. But if you're doing it to hydration or just to moisten your throat when you're eating, that would not be merit for making a bracha. And you would not make shahakal because shahakal, water is not considered a food really. Water, mayim, and melach are not really considered foods. So that's what I would like to suggest. Now, this is not halacha. I think most people would tell you if you're drinking water during a meal, you'd make a shahakal. But I'm advancing Iyun to Leon. What I really think the correct explanation should be. I'm not going to change my practice. I will still make shahakal because I believe most mafarshim say chanakte umsa is the only case we don't make it where you're choking literally and you're just drinking the water to dislodge the food. I think the Mishabur even says it's lav dafka that you're drinking it for thirst, to quench your thirst. You're drinking it because you want the water. You want to drink the water. You're not just doing it to move, right? To move a piece of meat, right? You don't drink water down your trachea. It goes down the esophagus. So anytime you're doing it for the esophagus, there's a purpose that's called l'samo. That's called for thirst. I don't think so. I think Chanakte umsa is talking about where your mouth is dry during a meal. You're eating meat, and you want to, right? When you eat meat, you want your esophagus to be moist, so it'll go down easier. I think you wouldn't make a bracha in that case. Again, this is what I think the halacha should be. But again, I'm not following this because I'm not a rabbi. But you can ask your local rabbi and ask him what do you think about my pshat. And if he doesn't know who I am, tell him check out YouTube. And if he doesn't have YouTube on his phone or on his laptop, tell him you're missing out on the greatest shiurim in the world. Hope you enjoyed today's shir. See you in the next one.